Now, I can't stand liars. I mean, they make me angry, but it's kind of stupid then to get involved with politics when 99% of everyone in politics are liars. The latest one is Andrew Cuomo. Now, why would the New York mayoral candidate bring up Jeremy Corbyn? Well, not just bring him up, but smear him. So Jeremy Corbyn is doing a phone banking session with Democratic mayoral nominee and frontrunner Zohran Mamdani. Now, Mamdani has received some of the most disgusting attacks during the race, which we'll talk about later. But this is what Andrew Cuomo said about Corbyn and Mamdani teaming up. Having Jeremy Corbyn, someone whose party was found to have committed unlawful acts of discrimination against Jewish people under his leadership, phone banking for Zohran Mamdani says everything you need to know. New York doesn't need politics of moral compromise. We need leadership that rejects anti-Semitism, extremism, and division in every form and in every corner. So why am I calling him a liar? I mean, the Labour Party was investigated by the EHRC, in which, they found the party in breach of equality law. But that doesn't mean it's the truth. I don't need to explain the bogus anti-Semitism charges you already know. But the EHRC was politically motivated. Now, this Jacobin article details the account of Jewish Labour Movement, which is a pro-Israel organisation, and many other groups, including the EHRC, using anti-Semitism as a political weapon. The smear from Cuomo is the suggestion that Corbyn is anti-Semitic, and this means that Mamdani is too, which, by the way, Cuomo has insinuated that Mamdani is anti-Semitic the entire campaign. But in Cuomo's attack, he also quote-tweeted Jacob N. Kornbluh, senior editor of The Forward, who tweeted a quote from the New York Times. The New York City chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America will be holding a phone banking event tonight with Jeremy Corbyn, who was suspended as Labour leader and eventually expelled over his response to allegations of anti-Semitism. So the New York Times are literally lying, peddled by Kornbluh and Cuomo. And I'm sure you know already, but Corbyn was not expelled over anti-Semitism, yet the media, and now the US media, are still pushing this lie. He was suspended over his response to the EHRC reports, in which he said that anti-Semitism was dramatically overstated by the media and political opponents, which is true, but then he was readmitted to the party because the party found, well, we can't actually do him on anything because he wasn't lying. He was then blocked from standing as a Labour candidate in the 2024 general election, in which the media once again said, oh, it was due to anti-Semitism. And that's a lie, because the truth is that the NEC blocked him for losing the 2019 election. So this is the NEC motion. Section 5 of the motion states that Jeremy Corbyn only returned 202 MPs. Section 4 says that Labour hasn't won a majority since 2005. I mean, how is this somehow part of the reason why Corbyn could be a candidate? Why is that relevant? Section 8 says that Corbyn being a candidate could hurt their electoral chances. I mean, Jeremy Corbyn won as an independent, so obviously that's BS. But nothing in the motion references anything about anti-Semitism. And as I've explained multiple times before, the NEC and Labour would have been sued into oblivion if they used anti-Semitism as a reason. So they settled with this bullshit. But he was expelled because he announced he was going to stand as an independent, which is obviously against party rules. So no, Jeremy Corbyn was not expelled on the grounds of anti-Semitism. That is a complete fabrication. But let's take a closer look at Andrew Cuomo and see what kind of man he is. The Justice Department has reportedly opened a criminal investigation into Andrew Cuomo, the former New York governor. In the referral, Cuomo recommended Cuomo be charged with making false statements to Congress, saying that Cuomo lied on numerous occasions about material aspects of New York's COVID-19 nursing home disaster and the ensuing cover-up. He's also taken a bunch of money from Trump donors, so a supposed Democrat isn't going to stand up to Donald Trump. Andrew Cuomo also ran to be the Democratic New York mayoral nominee. He got smoked by Mamdani, and instead of accepting defeat, he's running as an independent. Now, last but certainly not the least, Cuomo is a creep. He's sexually assaulted multiple women. He even got his lawyers to try and get one of his victims' gynecological records. Then with all these scandals, this genuinely deplorable person has ran a disgusting campaign against Mamdani. First, he photoshopped Mamdani's beard to make it look bigger, basically to make it look more scary Muslim. Mamdani has had multiple accusations of anti-Semitism, in which Cuomo has also alluded to. He also, essentially claims that Mamdani supports killing Jews, because he said that Mamdani supports the term or the phrase globalize the intifada, which Cuomo literally lies and says globalize the intifada means kill Jews. It doesn't. It means resist struggle. And Mamdani didn't even use that phrase.
I know what he has said is highly inflammatory and offensive to the Jewish community. There is no doubt about that. When you say you won't denounce kill all the Jews, that's inflammatory.
Then there's this shameful video as well.
From the fact that he's a communist, an anti-Semite, he has no idea what he's doing.
Governor Cuomo, do you believe, as the council member said, that Mamdani is an anti-Semite and a communist?
I don't think the council member said that.
I mean, that is insane. That's a GOP politician, Vernikov. Clearly, you can see she's unhinged. Called Mamdani an anti-Semite and a communist right in front of Cuomo, and then Cuomo literally says, she didn't say that. She literally just said it 2 seconds ago. I mean, if he was a half-decent person, he could have easily said, okay, Mamdani isn't a communist. He's not an anti-Semite. I just don't think he would be good for New York. I mean, that's fine. But these people are disgusting. So why has Mamdani been attacked by Cuomo and the political establishment? It's because Mamdani is a socialist. He has a good policy platform, freezing the rent, free buses, free childcare, state-owned grocery stores, and increasing taxes on the rich. He's also pro-Palestine and doesn't simp for Israel. Now, people are calling Jeremy Corbyn a hypocrite for phone banking for Zoran. Piers Morgan tweeted, Jeremy Corbyn, hypocrites, with these 2 screenshots on the left with Corbyn saying, look, I'm doing a phone banking session with Zoran. And on the right, you got Corbyn criticising Trump for interfering in UK politics. This is somehow being a hypocrite. And a lot of other people, and a lot of other right-wingers have called Corbyn out on this, right? But surely Piers can't be that stupid. Donald Trump is the most powerful man in the world. He has tried to influence elections favourable to him, right? I mean, look at what he's doing to Venezuela. He's basically announcing he's going to do a fucking coup. Then we've got Elon Musk, who's obviously close to Trump, the richest man in the world, manipulating algorithms. And, you know, he owns Twitter, literally manipulates it to serve his right-wing agenda, appearing on Tommy Robinson marches, calling for civil war, right? That is interfering. But Corbyn just doing a phone banking session isn't. Now, Mamdani is the front runner to become the New York mayor, and the establishment are shitting themselves, and this latest attack on Mamdani is to go after Corbyn. It's desperate and pathetic stuff.